Hello again, welcome to Dark Earth Records. I am here with Louis from Battle Jackets London. How are you doing, bro? You all right?
I'm good. I'm having a good time, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to immediately start with what made you do this in the first place. Were you a young guy wearing a battle jacket? Is this, did it? This
Was I?
Yeah.
Am I not anymore?
No, you're not. You're
I'm
not
old-
anymore.
I'm old and
no, but
haggard.
you know what I mean. When you're a
Yeah.
teenager, you kind of is really the formative years.
Yeah, so I've been into metal. I mean, my dad's, he's a big metalhead.
Right.
He used to edit Metal Hammer
Right.
in the 80s. He had fanzines and all this stuff. So from an early age, I've been surrounded by the music.
Right.
But, I wasn't forced into it, and I didn't really get into it until I was going to secondary school. And then I had a guitar lesson, and the guitar teacher was like, "What do you want to learn?" And I said, "I don't know any songs with guitar in it." So my dad had made me have the lesson. So I went back and he made me a playlist and got all into the classic stuff. And then saw Metallica a few times. Must have been 12, 13, 14.
Okay.
And Hetfield's vest. It was just, he's cool anyway.
Yeah.
But that jacket was really cool.
Yeah.
All the white stitching, everything. I became like quite obsessed with jackets and stuff. And because I hadn't been into metal, in my really young years, I hadn't found my thing.
Right.
Yeah, I was waiting. Other people have really specific interests in different things, but I hadn't found that. And then the jackets came along, and I must have been 14, 15, and I made my first one because of Hetfield's, and I bought the patches. And my friend's mum is a seamstress, so she sewed them all on for me. Very, very neat. She was very happy to do it, and that's where the first one came about. And looking back on it, it was rubbish,
Right.
as most people's first ones are.
Of
Not
course.
everyone's. Some people's are great off the bat, but mine wasn't. And my mum said to me, I bet other people would, don't know how to sew their jackets and do this stuff. And at that point, I already had started a page on Instagram called Battle Jackets London. But that was just a page for posting photos of people's jackets. So I would just look on, and this was 2016.
Right.
People weren't doing battle jacket accounts.
No.
There weren't any of them. There's quite a lot of them now.
Yes.
But I would just find people who were posting their jackets anyway on their own personal pages and say, "Look, this is amazing. Can I just post it on my account?" And they would send me the photos of their jacket, and I would just say, "This jacket by whoever," and it would just be a fan account of jackets. That was Battle Jackets London. My profile picture was Hetfield's vest, and that was it. It wasn't doing anything else. And then when I kind of worked out how I was going to start sewing myself, that's when my mum said, "Other people aren't going to know how to sew and make these jackets." And as a 15-year-old, with no job and didn't want to work in,
as the Sex Pistols said, no future.
Yeah, while I was doing my GCSEs, I started making jackets for people.
Yeah.
And they were the most basic form of battle jacket. It would be, I would go to River Island, because there was one near my house, a shop.
Okay.
And I would buy all of the black denim vests that they had in stock, which is actually where I got this one. And I would buy them, and then people would message me on Instagram and say, "I like Slipknot," or "I like Metallica," whatever it is.
And then you would source the patches.
Sew them on, and charge them for, I don't know, a few quid per patch.
Yeah.
And then I would post it off to them.
Were you going out to live shows at this point?
I was going to gigs
and festivals and things, and seeing odd people in jackets. Was it an influence coming in? Was you starting to see it maybe start to rise a little bit? When was the point when you did maybe start to notice them more? Because I have over the last few years.
I've noticed. I don't want to put that down to me posting stuff, but I do think that, especially in younger people, there are far more people wearing them now.
Yes.
But to go back to, I was going to shows.
Yes.
My first festival was Sonisphere in 2013 or 14, I think.
Great.
Had Slayer, Iron Maiden, Metallica, and he had the big four.
Yeah.
Well, not Megadeth, but that was the first festival. And I saw jackets there, but I didn't have a jacket.
Okay.
But I saw them.
Okay.
I didn't see many other, I was 12, 13, I didn't see many other people my age with them, especially. But yeah, I was posting, doing more of these jackets for people, and since I've started really pushing the Instagram, which has been, the last 4 years or so, I've definitely, I don't know whether it's because I'm meeting more people,
Yes.
that I'm seeing more jackets, but there are people who I know didn't have a jacket before that have been making one because of either they've bought the vest from me, or they've come to one of my events, or they've seen me posting other people's jackets.
Yes.
And seen, it's not this scary thing that you have to have seen all the bands on your jacket. It doesn't have to be culty.
You're not a gatekeeper.
No, I'm very much the opposite of that. And
Yes.
I think that I have been trying to push the message that anyone can do one.
Yes.
It's not a big deal. You do it for what you want to do. You don't do it to please anyone else.
No.
And if you want to make one, go ahead and do it. It's not difficult.
Have you noticed them become more personable then in that realm? Less about having to like uniform it for it to be like it has to be Pantera or it has to be. It's more broader.
A lot of people would ask me, "Are there rules?"
Okay.
Okay. What are the rules? I get comments all the time. What do I need to do here? And the answer is whatever you want. And I think that immediately takes pressure off of people, which shouldn't be on them in the first place.
Yeah.
People are thinking they have to do it in a certain way, and I think that by me telling people that there isn't a specific thing you have to do, people have been more free with it, for sure. It's definitely made some people think, oh, I can go ahead and do this.
Right.
And they might not have done before.
Got you.
But, yeah.
So why then? So let's switch to the music thing, because I'm interested in the music thing. Like I'm looking at you now, and I can see Scorpions, I can see Soulfly, I can see Mastodon. Is this jacket you got on? Is this personable to you? Are those bands personable to you? Are they on there because you love those bands?
This is the second jacket I made.
Okay.
So the first one that I mentioned before, I still have it. I think it was 99% Metallica patches, and I had a couple of other bands.
Right, okay.
And I'm not even sure I listened to all of those bands that much.
Okay.
And then I made this one. And this one has gone through quite a few variations. I don't know if you can tell, but there's this patch, and then there's one under it.
Yeah, of course.
So, there's layers.
Of course.
Quite literal layers.
Layers.
And figurative
yeah.
layers as well. And so, yeah, like I said, this is the second one. So I must have been 15, 16. I'm 23 now. So there's a lot of bands on here and a lot of patches on here. I wouldn't necessarily have now making another one. And I have multiple jackets.
Of course.
But I have a very strong sentimental attachment to this one. And to explain why I would have different things on it now is I think I counted the other day, 9 Metallica patches on it.
Okay.
And I love Metallica,
Obviously.
They're the band that started this whole thing for me through my dad. And but I don't need 9.
No.
And I have some vintage ones on here, which are definitely staying. But like under this Undeath one, there's a Kill 'Em All patch.
Okay.
And like, I love Kill 'Em All. It's great. But I've got rarer ones that I'm going to keep. And those are the ones that are more special. So that Undeath one, don't have any other ones of those, so I can slap that on the top.
Yeah.
So this is changing slowly to represent more what I listen to now. Because this was predominantly bands that I listened to when I was younger. But I just haven't attached myself with the other jackets that I've made. And they look great, and I'm really happy with them. But I put them on, and I don't have the history that I have with this one.
I get
the fact that I've worn this one to pretty much every show I've been to since I was 15.
But that is brilliant that it's an organic, growing, living thing.
They're never finished. People say, oh, I'm nearly finished. The answer,
you won't be.
You can be happy with it for now. 6 months down the line, you're going to think, oh, that band sucks. Or, I just don't listen to them as much anymore.
Yeah.
Or there's this new band that I like and I really want to put it on it. And you can go and change it.
Or something comes out, like I'm seeing a lot of people now talking about, Sleep Token and their logo and their imagery and stuff. And suddenly something comes out that the imagery suddenly becomes just as important as the music, which is a fascinating thing, again, from the imagery around the battle jacket.
Yeah.
Especially with the bands, I'll be nice about this, who you see it and I don't know what it says. Yeah. Because you can't read the logo and you don't know what it says. That's an interesting thing about that, about the personalization, I feel.
Well, I've been doing these battle vest interviews where I go to gigs or festivals or whatever, and I find people with amazing jackets, and we do just a few minutes of a conversation where I ask them not name 3 songs. I'm not that guy who's saying, okay, you got that on there. Why?
Yes, of course.
Tell me about that band. I'm not, because you can be asked anything on the spot and not remember it, and people don't like that pressure. So it's not like that at all. But I just say, go through some of the bands. You can just read them off. Tell me what you've got on it.
Yes.
And the reason that I can keep doing these videos is, one, people get inspiration on what to do on their own from seeing other people's.
Of course.
But also, I'm never going to run out of people to talk to about their jackets.
No.
Because not one person is ever going to have the same thing as somebody else.
Yes.
And that is the beauty of it. They're all different. I've seen so many down here today where, okay, I really like what they've done there.
Yes.
I'm going to do that on something else. Whether it was the festival wristbands I saw that somebody had put down the bottom of their jacket. Just nice things, or types of stitching or whatever. Everyone's done their own little thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about them.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I mean, we're not downstairs at the moment, but there are actually guys downstairs with needles, and they're actually sewing on their badges that they've come and they're doing tonight, and that's great to see as well, because there's a total openness about it.
Well, I started doing that because every jacket that I've made myself, I've either done it on my own, in my house, or maybe on occasion sat with my dad and brother. But to be fair, I did most of their jackets, so that has pretty much just been me on my own sitting down. This is kind of going down a slightly different story, but I started the events over a year ago in London because I went to university in Southampton, and before I went to university, it was just about COVID, and I was 18, so I wasn't going out in London. I wasn't going out, so I didn't know other metalheads my age in London. Going to university, I made friends there. Coming back to London, I was going back to square one. So I set up these events in Camden to meet other people, to meet a community of people.
Your tribe, your crew, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I've done that. And the great thing about the battle jackets is I know that most of these people are also, like I was, making these jackets on their own, in their free time, at their house.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic. A lot of people like that, but all these people are doing the same thing on their own. Why not give them a space where they can do it with each other? They can give each other tips.
Celebrate.
They can trade patches. Yeah. It shouldn't be, not that there's anything wrong with doing it on your own.
No.
But a lot of people like doing it with other people. And a lot of people come to these events on their own. And I've seen people come on their own and leave together.
Yeah.
And that is why I set them up for myself in the first place, to meet people and seeing people come along on their own and making friends with people that they didn't even know lived near them, who were into the same things. Like the one I did in Bristol was at a place called Black City Records.
Right.
And right next to it is a metal bar called The Griffin.
Yes.
And that night, Cavell Attack were playing a gig. So there was 3 metal things, and a lot of people came on their own, and then they went, oh, you know what? We're all going to this gig later on.
Yes.
Let's go from the metal record shop to the metal bar to the metal gig together. All things that they all would have done on their own, but have now, through battle jackets, made friends and gone and done, which I think is amazing.
It's fantastic. I mean, I'm someone who ran a rock metal club for 25 years, 30 years in Liverpool. I completely get it. It is tribal, and it is about walking in and kind of going, oh my God, you like that too. Yeah. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
And that's I think that's quite a brilliant thing to be doing. And in the modern world, it's what I love about what you're doing is because of the physicality of it, because we are in this online world, and with my hand shaped like I'm holding the phone, which I'm not. But the physicality element of it is massive about what you do.
Well, it wasn't until a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who is, despite the fact I post a lot of things online, I'm not a very extroverted person.
Got you.
I'm not somebody who's good at going up and striking up conversations with people. I don't like the attention.
It's the introvert extrovert element,
completely.
Isn't it?
And I can't remember where I'm going with this at all.
But you don't have to, because people come to you.
I've got so the in-person stuff. I'm back. I'm regained my trail of thought.
Yeah.
So all online, and I'm very happy with that. And I've managed to grow my, my following to a point where I felt confident that if I put something on, people would at least know about it.
Yes.
They didn't necessarily have to come,
No.
but I had the reach where people would talk about it. And I didn't think that I could do an event like this off the bat by any means at all. So I started doing markets, alternative metal markets,
Of course.
where I wasn't the one responsible for bringing people in.
Makes sense.
It was why I didn't have the pressure of, if nobody comes, it's a failure, because all I've got to do is bring my stuff.
Yes, of course.
And if people come, great.
I'm here.
And people should come to see all the other things anyway. So it's
Yes.
not. And I did them, and I did my first one in Bristol, and I couldn't believe the crowd that was stood around my stall.
Yeah.
And I had a 6-foot table in a row of maybe 30 6-foot tables of all different people. And there was just a ring around.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, maybe
there's something in this.
here.
So what's next then? So where you are now then, obviously it's growing organically, which is I think the best is always the best way.
Yeah.
There's no hype, there's no machine behind it.
No, it's just me.
So what's next then? Where can it go? Where do you hope it goes?
I've set up the next thing.
Okay.
Two of the next things.
Okay.
Because it is just me, I'm kind of trying to do quite a lot of things.
Of course.
So I've done patches with bands, collaborations, and making them for them on tour.
Okay.
I went on a short 2-week tour with my friends in Torture Demon, they've really cool band, really nice guys, and I did their socials for 2 weeks. I also have made a 30-minute tour documentary, which I filmed, edited and everything. I still just put out. So I've done that through, having met people that I've met doing my events. But next up, I've gone from last year, I'd only done my in-person events in Camden in Raven Records. That was the only thing that I did. My goal for this year was to expand it to different locations.
That's why we're here.
Bristol and Black City, which was amazing. And I've done it here at Dark Earth, which has also been amazing. So those are 2 things ticked. I've now set up a event at one of my favorite venues ever, which is at the Underworld in Camden.
Amazing place.
I'm very privileged that I have got an event coming up.
Brilliant.
Sunday, the 27th of April, which is London's best battle jacket competition.
Oh.
So I'm going to be having a judging panel on the stage.
Brilliant.
With 2 of my good friends. We're going to be judging people's jackets, but not in a judging people's jackets. We're just going to be celebrating people's jackets.
There's a better description.
And what I've also got 10 or so small metal and alternative businesses to have stalls set up around the venue.
Fantastic.
So the whole of the Underworld's going to be taken over.
Great.
We have local tattoo artists. We've got like 10 or so small businesses that I've handpicked that I think are really cool people, and I like what they're doing. So we're going to have this whole day in the Underworld where, and the winner of the competition, I'm yet to establish the criteria and all that, but gets free guest lists at Underworld for them and a friend for a year.
Oh, fantastic.
Every show, whatever they want to go to, which is obviously provided by the Underworld. I think that is an incredible prize for a metalhead. Free tickets for any gig at the Underworld. Like, so many cool bands play there.
Well, also the price of concert tickets.
For sure.
It's not exactly cheap. A cheap night out.
Yeah, that's prize number 1. I've also got, good friends at Nuclear Blast Records who are helping me with the promotion side of things, and they've also donated a vinyl bundle and merch bundle of bands on their label, which is going to be the 2nd place. 3rd place is a prize bundle and jacket from myself. So that's a step up from.
You do realise that your own jacket can't win.
No, I'm a judge. So sadly not.
Sadly not. Otherwise,
I would be. Yeah.
I know the answers.
Pick out some of the things first from that merch
I know
bundle.
the answers.
Yeah.
So this is at the end of April. That's an amazing event. That's going to be great.
I'm super excited about that, and that feels like a big step up from. I love these events. This is only my first one here.
Yeah.
And it definitely won't be my last one. But this is a social gathering, and it's just me and my brother who's come and helped me.
But that's very community-based again, though, with the fact I'm very, it's not just about the jackets, it's about the music. Like you say, it's about tattoos, it's about films, it's about, it can be about wrestling, it can be about everything, the lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that we're in. 100%. And I think it's brilliant you're doing that. And once you've done it then, let's hope that you can then take that around the country.
I know.
And that would be amazing again.
I'm excited to see how that goes. The response to everyone I've spoke about it has been incredible. They're all really excited. And it's free. Nobody has to pay anything. You just come along the bar's going to be open in the venue, and there's free local bands playing from 7 in the evening anyway. So the whole thing is
fantastic,
is just free, and should help the community. Raven Records, where I have my events in Camden, is on the same road as the Underworld.
Oh, okay.
So they're also going to have a stall and a presence at the event. So they're very much a part of it as well.
Everybody wins. It's an everybody wins.
It is, and it's just super exciting that a venue that I've been going to since I was 12, 13, that I would be looking up at and just think this place is the coolest place on earth. And to know that, they've said they'll put Battle Jackets London on the writing outside the Underworld.
That's
and I'm
brilliant.
That is just that is so cool.
It still means so much though. I saw a post from Ricky Warwick yesterday. Ricky was up in Liverpool last week launching his album, and Ricky put up a post that he'd never played there, but Stiff Little Fingers are playing there, and he's opening. And he actually put up, he was like, this is amazing because I've always wanted to play this venue. So it just shows the level of what that venue is.
It is, and I feel very excited and grateful. And the manager of the Underworld is a guy called Rob McDonald, and he's got an amazing jacket. And he'd been following me for years, and he's come to a few of my pop-ups at Raven and stuff. So we knew each other, and once we met the first time, it was pretty clear that we would like to do something together. And it was just a matter of figuring out what that was going to be. So that's the immediate next step. And then another thing that I'm starting tomorrow morning is my own podcast.
Right.
Because I can only talk for a minute or so on the Instagram, TikTok stuff. That's just how those platforms work. But I could talk about this stuff for hours. And I have these two great friends who have the most incredible jackets, far better than mine, in just the best stuff. And they're the same age as me. And we're going to be starting that tomorrow. We've got some patch challenges, so we're going to make a jacket over the course of the series from scratch, with each week having different criteria of what patch we need to bring in to buy. So we're starting it off strong tomorrow with the worst patch that either of us can find. So we're going to have 3 terrible patches.
Wow!
Just to show that also the unseriousness of how it can be. We're going to do that. So each week we're going to have, the hardest to read logo or whatever, just to build up this jacket over the course of it.
But the beauty of that is the great thing you've got in the future is the fact of what you were saying before. You can cover a worse patch up with a new patch.
You definitely can. Just
it's never such a bad such a bad thing. So when's you think in London? April? Did you say?
April 27th.
April 27th.
Last Sunday of April.
Last Sunday of April.
So there's no other events in April. I've been doing them pretty much every weekend for a fair few months, so all of April is just dedicated to making sure that goes as well as it can go.
So let's remind everybody of the where they should go. Instagram, use all the socials. It's all Battle Jackets London, isn't it?
It's all Battle Jackets London, apart from TikTok, which is Battle Jackets London UK.
Oh, okay.
Because one of my flatmates at uni tried to help me out by taking the username, thinking somebody else will take it later, and then they forgot the credentials that they used to make the account. So instead of somebody else taking it, it was actually just my housemate who had it. And it's like, oh, great. Yeah. That doesn't matter. Battle Jackets London UK.
It lets the rest of the world know that London's in the UK.
It does.
Which, maybe people don't realise.
What else can I call it?
Yeah. It's not London, Ontario. No, it's the UK one.
It is.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having a chat with us today. It's been brilliant. Thank you for coming up north.
No, my pleasure.
It's been great to see you here. Great turnout today. And let's catch up again.
I look forward to it.
Cheers, bro.